What is up, sexy people? It is your girl, Sarah B here. I have a lot of energy right now. First off, welcome to episode 2. Just came in and thought, why not record a podcast now? Just got off of a 2-hour DoorDash session, which I just started last week for the first time. And woo, there are some stories already. Let me tell you, that is for a different podcast episode. But you hear me, I'm doing DoorDash. There are ups and downs to everyone's life, right? Well, here is an up. I am going to be on a reality show.
With Lululemon, the real gift happens when your holiday checklist is complete. When you give them the softest loungewear set, you both get more moments like this. And this. And this. This holiday, Lululemon makes it easy to find last-minute gifts that bring presents. Open the moment. Shop now at Lululemon.com.
All right, I said ups and downs because, like I said, your girl's broke and she's doing DoorDash as a second gig right now. But one really cool thing that happened recently that I can finally talk about is that I was on a reality show. It has not aired yet. I'm sure, just like everyone else in this world, acting has always been a super cool idea to me. I always thought that I could be really good at being in TVs and movies, or kind of my ultimate dream job would be like SNL or having my own late night show one day. Like, these are all like huge dreams that I feel like are very unattainable, but I feel like you're not supposed to say these dreams are unattainable because then you won't attain them. People say manifest. If you say you can't do it, then you won't. So I'm like, well, I don't think it's ever going to happen, but I can't say that. But anyway, those are big dreams, right? And I always thought that being on a reality show or some kind of TV show would be super, super fun. I always thought that my life is a bit of a shit show, so I could be somewhat entertaining on it. And for the past 15 years or so, I've been trying to get on a TV show or be extras in programs, which I've done. I was on some show here in Texas called like a Texas Flip and Move, which apparently still airs and people comment on all the time. I get screenshots sent to me all the time about it. And it was so funny because I went in just to be like an extra person in the background. They're like, we'll have you for a speaking role. We want you to walk in, look around, and make comments on this house like you're looking to buy it and are interested. So I like walk in and I'm like, oh, I love all this natural lighting and open space. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Like, I've never even thought about buying a house. I mean, I am now, but this was also like 15 years ago. But basically, that's the gig. And a lot of it is just like going places and sitting around all day. You get fed, you get a paycheck, which is, could be anywhere from, $75 to a few hundred. It's not bad. You make a lot of friends. People that are interested in the same thing are just there because they had nothing better to do. I got one gig one time that was pretty cool. And I'm trying to remember. It was a long time ago. And I feel like it was when Fanatics first started to be a thing. And it was a SEC or like top 10 or Big 10. I'm not a college sports fan. I'm so sorry. But one of their things, and I had to go be a fan. So I was a Jayhawks, I think Kansas City Jayhawks. Is that right? It was really cute. It was like royal blue and red and yellow. And they outfitted me with like all this gear and, did my hair and makeup. And it was a really cool shoot because they had this like 360 camera or whatever, and you had to stand there and cheer, and they would like throw confetti guns were shooting. Like, you just had to be really excited, and this camera was just going around you at all times. And it was an awesome shoot, and I got paid a pretty penny, made friends again. It was really cool. But this one is a little bit bigger. So I feel like applying for reality shows and TV shows is kind of like fishing. You throw enough lines and hooks in there, eventually you're going to get something, right? Well, I finally got the big one. Let's just get right into it, I guess. This happened last year. I applied for it, I believe, like early to mid 2022. And it was for, all I knew was it was for a outdoor survivalist show. And then I found out it would be a Bear Grylls show. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. But it was a brand new show, kind of like a reality competition thing. And I'm like, this sounds really awesome. And I had signed up for a lot of casting directors and companies back in the day when I used to do a lot of the extra work on the side. And they contacted me specifically and said, we think you'd be a great fit for this. You should apply if you would like. And I was like, hell yeah, why not? I've done a million of these. I'm bored. Let's fill out this thing. And this was a hefty application. I will say I probably had to answer like 180 questions on there. Like some, 2 2-word answers and some like paragraphs. Include a bunch of pictures from every angle. Include pictures of you doing certain activities you said you like. Just a bunch of information. It was so much. Weeks go by, I guess. I don't even think about it. And they say, hey, we are interested in you. You stood out to us. We're going to do a casting interview with you. I didn't get my hopes that much up because I've had this done before for a few I've applied for. So I was like, cool, let's do it. So it was a Zoom interview. And I, got all dressed up, talked to the guy, just you be yourself. How they do it, just to give you, I guess, some background on it. They film the whole thing and they send it off to these casting directors. And so they ask you a question and then you have to work in that question into the answer. So basically they'll say like, what's your favorite activity to do? And you have to be like, oh, well, my favorite activity to do is blah, 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 so that kind of thing. And it's a long process. I believe it was like an 1.5 to 2 hour video interview we did. And I felt like it went really great, but I always try not to get my hopes up because I've done this so many times and, it is what it is. And I always think of it's probably not going to happen. But weeks went by and they said, we're still very interested in you. You've gotten the attention of them. We need to do some background checks on. I don't even remember the order at this point. It was so much stuff. I will say that was maybe like March or April, maybe May. I don't know. Either way, this went all the way through like August and September. I was taking my vacation in August and I went to Seattle and I was there for like a week or something there in Vancouver, Canada. And I was getting all this like stuff like, we need you to make a video, an intro video telling why you want to be on the show and why you think you'd be good at this. We need your 3 people in your life that you work with or your significant other or so-and-so. We need videos of you proving you can survive out in the wilderness, just they can be funny, not serious. It was just so much. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm doing so much stuff. And it got more serious. They're like, you're in the race for the top spot. Like you're in the finals. And I'm just like, oh man, this is crazy. Like, I can't believe that this is happening. Like that I've made it this far. I've never had to do this much stuff for a show. Woo! So, to continue on, they also were like, we need, to be safe, that there's no controversial stuff out there about you. They did, like I said, all the background checks to make sure everything was good. They went through their social media and they're like, anything controversial that could be even a little bit considered weird or sketch, and delete it. And I feel like me working on the Lex and Terry morning radio show and all the things I've done in my life, I feel like I had a lot more to go and delete and take care of than other contestants. And I know this for a fact now because I talked about it to some other contestants and some of them had 10 to 20 things they had to go delete. I had over 300 social media posts and pictures and stuff that I had to go freaking delete. Oh my God. The worst part is being in the industry I'm in. It's very easy to attach your Instagram to your Facebook and your Twitter and all together. So you make one post, it posts on all of them. Therefore, one post that was deemed inappropriate by these casting directors was on 3 different platforms or 4 different platforms. So I had to go delete so much stuff. I remember I also had to get a physical exam and have a doctor sign off to prove that I could be worthy of doing any crazy or hard or difficult task that they needed me to. So I remember I was sitting in the doctor's office waiting room to wait to get my physical as I'm sitting here scrolling through Twitter and Instagram and both Facebook pages, just delete. So much stuff. The funniest thing is we had to put on there all of our social media sites, all of our extracurricular stuff that they could go check out, anything at all that they could possibly find. And the one thing I did not put on there was my OnlyFans, because I was like, well, maybe they won't see this. No, I do have an OnlyFans. This will be talked about on another episode, unless you would like to go subscribe now. Onlyfans.com/Sarah B. Morgan. I could always use that subscription fee. You know what I'm saying? You can tip as well, just saying. Anyway, so I didn't say anything about that. They sent all this stuff, and I got a call from my casting director one day who said, hey, so we were Googling all of this stuff on you, and we found an OnlyFans. And I was like, oh God, here we go. So I was immediately I could feel my face get hot. And I was like, I promise it's nothing bad. There's nothing nude on there. It's just some sexy selfies and foot stuff. And she's like, good for you, girl. And so she's like, well, you're going to get an extra subscriber because we have to go make sure. And I'm like, that's fine. So I was in my head thinking, this is what's going to break the whole process. They found my OnlyFans. now I'm not going to be on the show. I was so devastated, but it did not happen. They were okay with it, I guess. They deemed whatever I posted on there okay. And after all of this stuff, and last but not least too, I also had to do a Zoom interview on camera with a psychiatrist, sorry. I get those confused. They sound the same, and they're kind of the same. But anyway, the doctor man who had to deem me not crazy, basically, ask a bunch of questions, be like, are you okay with any fame that could come from this? And I was like, I see listeners in the grocery store when I'm buying avocados, and I look like haggard after 2 days of binge drinking and have no makeup on, and my hair is in a greasy bun. I think I'm okay with this. Anyway, so all of that, and weeks went by, and then finally, I got a call one day, and she said, congratulations. You have been chosen as one of the final cast members to go on I Survived Bear Grylls.
I'm Bear Grylls. For my whole career, I've shown you how to survive the unknown. This time, instead of me saving you from the wild, you're going to have to save yourself from me.
My biggest phobia is fish, so I was just hoping it didn't have to do with that.
It's to do with fish. Get ready for the hardest, the dirtiest, the most disgusting day of your life.
I'm in Bear's World now, and I have no idea what's next.
I think it's going to be a cakewalk.
First time I felt sorry for them.
Can you beat Bear?
Feel that pain?
Jordan, shut up!
At his own game.
Bring it on.
Now it gets dirty.
I have nothing to lose, except my dignity, maybe.
You already lost that when you signed up to do this. Welcome to I Survived Bear Grylls.
I Survived Bear Grylls, a new competition series May 18th.
What was the most disgusting thing I ate? Everything. Everything.
On TBS.
Woo! So let me tell you a little bit about this, you guys. I went to... there's still so much I can't say because the show has not aired yet. So I'll just say I'm going to be on an episode of this brand new TV show that is going to be so great. It's on TBS, and it is called I Survived Bear Grylls. And it starts on May 18th is the premiere. Each episode is a different cast of people on it. They said I can talk about it, but I can't go too much into the behind the scenes or any details. So I will go into what I can. But it looks like it's going to be on Thursday nights on TBS. If I remember correctly, I'm on episode 4, which, let's be professional here and get the calendar out, shall we? May 18th, 1, 2, 3, 4. That would mean maybe mine would air on June 8th, I believe. But I will have more information on that and get to that. So very exciting stuff. Eee! Okay, so what this reminds me of, it's kind of like a competition show. Like if you guys watch Survivor, if you've seen their immunity challenge or the challenges that they can win like food or cool prizes for, it's kind of like an episode of that and like elimination rounds or whatever. So it's a lot of fun. I can't go into any detail of the things that happen on there, but I will just say it's tough. Mentally and physically, and you guys are gonna very much be wowed by it. It's super fun, and that's about all I can say about the show. But I'm so excited and so blessed and just happy that I got to be a part of this. The cool thing too is I made some amazing friends. Like I met so many people there, and each episode, we were talking to the handlers that took us to and from places while we were out there filming this, and staying at the hotel and stuff in between. And they said that none of the other, cast members from the episodes were as close as we were. But we did. We all hit it off. And it was kind of sad that we're like, hey, we're competing against each other, but we like each other like a lot. So it's kind of crazy. But a lot of good memories were made. Some really cool stuff happened. And I cannot wait for you guys to see it. I'm so excited. I remember when I was younger, I used to watch Survivor. Like, I would not miss an episode. I don't know, reality shows kind of make me nostalgic because there was a time in high school where it was just like the simple times, which at that time you don't think it is. You're like, everything is crazy. Boys and other girls and, they're mean and breakups and school is hard. And like, you just think your life is so difficult at that point. And maybe at that time it was because you haven't really experienced more difficult things than that at that moment. But now you look back and you're like, man, those times were just, I wish I could go back and like embrace them a little more instead of just wishing so hard to like get past it so quickly. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I also I'm asking if you know what I mean, and nobody can answer me right now. Doing podcasts are fun. This is weird. I am having fun with this already, and it's only episode 2. But back to that. Sorry, guys, I had a double espresso. In high school, you know, I'd go home. My mom would cook dinner for the whole family. We would sit around. Well, my mom and I usually would sit around and watch really awful reality TV. We were very big fans of Survivor, like I said. We were also very big fans of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. What else did we watch? It was all the ones around that time. Sweet Home Alabama, all the dating shows. Just, it's ridiculous. We loved all of that stuff. But I remember seeing in one of the first few seasons of Survivor, there would be people that would be on the show, and then they would have watching parties for all of their friends and family to like watch their episodes or whatever, or at least the first one. And I'm like, God, that is such a cool idea. And I was like, that's it. I'm going to be on a reality show one day, and I'm going to have a watch party with all my friends and family. So step 1 has been done, but now like I don't have that many friends, guys. Oh my God, I literally don't. My friends are like my mom and my dad and my brother and sister-in-law and my boyfriend and the guys I work with. Like, I don't have friends, like close friends, and it's so sad. It's so sad. I was thinking about trying to see if I could do like a live stream watch party maybe, but I'm also nervous about that because I don't know, you have all these ideas in your head that like, oh God, do I really want to be on a reality show? They're going to change up what I said and cut and paste here, and it's going to make me look really bad. And the director literally told us when we got there, he said, we're not going to like mess up everything and make you look bad. You're the only one that's going to make you look bad. So don't be stupid. So I don't know. I'm still nervous about it. Like, did I say anything dumb? Am I going to look cool? Am I going to look like super big on camera? There's all these like nervous things in my head that I'm like scared about, but I'm also really, really excited. And again, I just cannot wait for you guys to see it and everything that went into it. And then once it airs, I can talk about everything in a lot more detail. I have so many behind the scenes thing I want to talk about as well, and all the friends I made. There's gonna be some great stories. So we'll call this like I Survived Bear Grylls T episode 1 or part 1, because there will definitely be a part 2 when I can describe everything else. So yeah, so there you go. Once again, it's called I Survived Bear Grylls. It airs on TBS, starts on May 18th. Watch all the episodes, though. This show is going to be so good. And I met a bunch of the other contestants from different episodes as well, and they were so fun. Most of them were so fun. I'll get into details about all that later. But yeah, definitely watch and let me know what you think. And so exciting, guys. It's so exciting. Okay.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in places that could expose you to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, their US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
So that being said, let's get a little more into the podcast here that I've been working on. This is, again, episode 2. I don't know, man. I'm having a lot of anxiety about this podcast thing because I want it to be perfect. And, you know, everybody I consult about it, I'm like, well, what about a name? I need a catchy name and a title, which I ended up just coming back to The Sarah B Show. It works, right? And all this months and months of like contemplating what I want to call it, I just went back to that. But I'm like, I need new photos. I need a logo. I need a cool picture. I need like a new theme song, like something that's like more my brand and catchy. Like, but you know what? I'll get there. And the funny thing is I'm going to put this all together, and it's already going to be put together like before I even get to talking about this, which is whatever. But I might just use my old Sarah B Show theme until I get a new fangled one. If anybody has any information or advice on any of this, is a logo maker, can do some cool photoshopping, or knows of a cool program to make a little jingle or song, you know, whatever, let me know. Or I could just, you know, get off my lazy ass and do the research myself. But what's the fun in that? Anyway, but I'm so excited, you guys. Life is really exciting right now, and I'm pushing forward, and I'm trying to make things happen again for myself. I'm manifesting it. Like, let's go back to that again. Let's manifest this. Let's do it. So, exciting things to look forward to in upcoming episodes. I'm going to talk about DoorDash, my new adventures with that, all the crazy stories so far. It's like every day that I do it, there's another bizarre story. So I can't wait to like talk about all of that, and I'm sure I'll have more and more every time. Like, it's time for your DoorDash update. Here's the latest tea. So that'll be a thing. I will definitely talk about my OnlyFans adventures. Have an episode coming up too about friends and having friends that make more money than you or less money than you and how to navigate that. Gonna have my long-term boyfriend or roommate, depending on the day, Jonathan Ramirez, come on to talk about our relationship and, you know, the trials and tribulations, the ups and the downs, the good and the bad, all that stuff. Anyway, there's just so much content I cannot wait to share with you guys. So thanks for being here and thanks for listening. And there you go. So here's your tip of the day. Manifest what you want. And let's try to all be positive together, right? Let's not say, oh, that'll never happen. Right? Let's not do that. Let's be positive. No negativity. Even things that you think will really never happen inside. Don't say it, but think it out loud. Say it out loud. We can do this. There's no goals or dreams that are unattainable, right? So the world is our oyster, if you will. And who doesn't love a good fresh oyster? I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. So I'm going to get out of here. And yeah, this has been another wonderful episode of The Sarah B Show. Until next time, you sexy little noodles. Mwah!